Hello and welcome my grade 5 advanced students to my channel Mathematics Made Easy. This is Ms. Ruchika welcoming you to today's session. In the session today for grade 5 advanced math exam EOT, we are going to cover FRQ learning objective 22 where we add and subtract decimals to solve problems. So let's get started and watch the video till the end because in the end I will give you the answer key. Okay, so now let's solve these problems. Here you need to either use addition or subtraction to solve the question. So let's read the word problem and understand what it is asking. For question 7, Carlos' luggage weighs 15.6 pounds. So first you will underline, you will highlight the decimal values given. Emily's luggage weighs 19.25 pounds. So both are decimals. What is the total weight? Now it is asking total weight means you will use addition. Okay, it is asking like how much if you add both you will get. So we have to do 15.6 plus 19.25. So remember, whenever you are doing addition of decimals, it is good to use the place value and put them vertically together. So first put the big one, which is bigger, 19.25. I put it on the top, and below I'm putting 15.6. Now I will put the ones place with ones, tens with tens, 100 with 100, and similarly tenths with tenths. And here if you see there is no number, so I can put 0 and then I do the addition. So now we are going to just add one by one. So if I add 5 with 0, 5, 2 with 6, it's 8. Now the decimal point will be at the same place. There will be no change. If you see this had 2 decimal places, this has 1. So that's why I put the 0. Now I make it 2. Okay. Now 9 plus 5. If you do, it's going to be 14. So 1 is carry forward 1, 1, 1. 3 times. So 34.85 pounds. This is the total weight. Now let's go to another problem. Here again we have so many decimal. Let's see what we will do. So Amy drove 13.4 miles on Monday and 11.25 miles on Tuesday. So 2 days she is driving and on both days she is covering different distance. How much farther did she drive on Monday than Tuesday? So first I would like to ask you to compare the two decimals. So one is 13.4, another is 11.25. Definitely 13.4 is more. Okay, now the question is asking how much farther did she drive on Monday? So we know on Monday she drove more, 13.4 miles, while on Tuesday she drove less, 11.25 miles. So it is asking how much farther did she drove. That means it is asking for subtraction. It is asking what is the difference. That means you will take the big one and from there you subtract the small one. Again, I put an extra 0 so that both decimal places are equal. Now when we do the subtraction, we are going to subtract using the place value. So here it is from 0 take away 5. Not possible. So I reduce this. I make it 3, decrease, and I carry 1. So now 10 minus 5 will be 5. 3 minus 2 will be 1. This is the decimal part. Now 3 minus 1, 2. 1 minus 1, 0. So what's your answer? How much more did she drive on Monday? 2.15 miles. Answer is also decimal and we use here subtraction to solve the question. Now let's do an important STEM question. Now sometimes they give you like a table. You need to use the table to answer the question. So let's read what the question is asking. An oceanographer recorded the time spent scuba diving last week. How much more time was spent on scuba diving on Monday than Tuesday? So that means we use Monday and Wednesday. These 2 days only. We don't use Tuesday. No need for using this. So we will use the decimal 34.4 and 29.09. Now again, which is more, 34.4 decimal or 29.09? Definitely it is more on Monday. So the oceanographer spend more time on Monday than on Wednesday. Now the question is asking how much more time? That means we need to do subtraction. When we do subtraction from the big, we remove the small decimal. we will get to know the exact answer. So let's do it. Same method. 0 minus 9 not possible. So I take reduce 4 to 3 and take 1 from here. So now 10 minus 9, 1. 3 minus 0, 3 itself. So if you see here, I'm just using um, subtraction but with the place value. That's important. So I'm subtracting uh, tens with tens, ones with ones, hundredth with hundredth, like that. So if you see here, hundredth place was 10 minus 9, 1. Tenths place was 3 minus 0, 3. And now let's come to this one. Now here again 4 minus 9 is not possible. So I'm going to take it from here. I reduce 3 to 2. I borrow 1. So now I can easily do 14 minus 9. How much? Yes, you're right. 5. And then 2 minus 2, 0. So how much more time she spent scuba diving? On Monday, she spent 5.31 minutes more on Monday than on Wednesday. This is the final answer. So we do subtraction. Okay, now this is a very important question, and here you should know how does a rectangle look like, because the shape is rectangular poster. So let's first draw a rectangle. I hope you know for rectangle, length is more than breadth and the opposite sides are equal. So if this is L, this is L, both the lengths are equal. If this is the breadth or the width, then this is also same. This is how a rectangle looks like. Now, what are the decimals given? A rectangular poster in a stadium measures 13.25 meters on two sides and 9.5 meters on the other two sides. Now, the opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. So if you see out of the both, 13.25 is more than 9.5. And I hope that you know for a rectangle, length is more than breadth. Length is the bigger length than the width. So that means length is going to be 13.25 and this is equal to the opposite one. Similarly, breadth is 9.5, which is equal to the opposite one. Now the question asks you what? Find the perimeter of the poster. Now what is the formula? Let's recall. Perimeter of a rectangle. See, perimeter simply means you add all the sides. Okay, so it is nothing but sum of sides. Now there are two ways. Either I can do like 13.25 plus 9.5 plus 13.25 plus 9.5. Just add all the four lengths. Or just to make it more easy, because I know this length same, this length same. So I can also do 2 times length plus breadth, the formula. Okay, so 2 times length is 13.25 plus breadth is 9.5. So you add these two decimal and then you multiply by 2. Again, it will give you the same answer. So let's do the addition here. 13.25 plus 9.5, and I hope you know that this is a question on addition because the question asks you perimeter. Perimeter is the sum of length of all sides of the rectangle. If triangle is given, all the sides of the triangle. If square is given, all four sides equal. So directly multiply by 4. Okay, so let's add 5 plus 0, 5, 2 plus 5, 7, then put the decimal, 9 plus 3, 12, carry forward 1. So this is 22.75. Now I need to multiply this, huh? So I hope you know multiply is same as like addition. So I can also like add this 2 times, so 22.75 plus 22.75. This is also going to give you the same answer. So let's do it. Because addition is more easy than multiplication, so we are just using addition. So 5 plus 5, 10, 7 plus 7, 14, plus 1, 15, 1 is carry forward, 2 plus 2, 4, plus 1, 5, 2 plus 2, 4. So what's your final answer for this question? 45.50 meters. This is the perimeter of the rectangular poster. So what did I use? I used the formula that perimeter of a rectangle is sum of all the sides. So all this is under the topic addition and subtraction of decimals. Question 7 to question 10, very important. As I promised you in the beginning of the video, this is the answer key. So you can check all your answer. The final answers are given in pink for all the questions from 7 to 10. All the best.